Namaste, Wholeness Tribe. It's Ruby with Wholeness Balance. Thank you again for all joining me on this journey. I am truly, truly thankful and honored to have you all here. Those of you that are passing through, as well as those of my subscribers, truly, truly thank you. Tonight's reading, random reading, is going to be for collective energy, and it's going to be for those on the frequency seeking self-healing. This may and may not apply to you, so just know that if you've been led here, there's a reason, and this is the universe's way of kind of pointing you in the direction of some things that you might have playing around in your head, in your heart, or in your mind, right? So the two decks that I'm going to be using are going to be Sacred Geometry Activation Oracle deck, as well as the Akash Tarot deck. So both of them, feel right for this particular reading. All right, so let us begin. I'm going to start. This is a 6-card spread. So let's start with the Akash records. Now, my readings are not short because I do not like to rush through this energy. So, for those of you seeking a short reading, this is not one, but you're welcome to stick around to see if any of it resonates with you. Okay. Alright, for the very first card, it's going to represent the primary emotional block or the issue from the past limiting self-growth, okay? So, Spirit, what is the primary emotional block or issue from past limiting self-growth? So, from the greatest and highest Spirit. Alright, so for card number 1, those things, just not my friend. Get up on those. Alright, so 1. The 7 of Scrolls. Intricacies and industry. It's like being divinely guided to move on to something new. But see, hold on, because this is... Okay. Alright. So Spirit is showing me this is a lot in the mind. Limiting thoughts. Limit emotions within the body. So, you see on the left, right, that is our feminine energy, and the right, our masculine energy, and this is just what Spirit is showing me at this time for this card. The feminine is our spiritual side, and the masculine is our physical side. And what this is showing me is that we need to lean on our spiritual strength, our endurance, our truths currently, because there's change that's happening. Divinely guided change, right? So it's like, what Spirit is showing me is like, this is from the past, okay? I feel like this has been more the past and current, and this feels more than this lifetime, okay? This feels like many lifetimes of a cycle that's been repeated, and it's been more of the mind, right? Limiting beliefs, so the mind, right? Around what one is truly capable of, based on limiting themselves because it's not been taught to you or made aware to you that you could be greater than you ever thought you could. It's like no one ever told you that you are capable of greatness. No one ever told you that. So like you genuinely didn't know it. Okay? And so with this card just flipped over, this is a karmic thing. This is past life. It could be this life, but it is karma, right? But you don't have to carry it anymore, is what I'm feeling. This being past, meaning these things have happened in this lifetime, possibly last lifetimes. Like this is cycles. This is time. A cycle in which things fall apart in our 3D reality. And we were not taught that we could find the answers within. So we looked to the world to provide us the answers when the answers that we truly needed were inside of us, our feminine energy. Because we had lost touch with spirit, right? Like, not everybody has kept that tight, real knowing of thyself, right? So it's like we haven't been our greatest version of ourselves in a very, very long time because we didn't walk with our whole selves, meaning, you know, our spiritual and physical. And, you know, again, with the karmic trench, that just feels like ways that things have always kind of been done. Seeds that have been planted year after year, crop after crop. But fours represent foundations. So, you know, mind. I feel like the scrolls are that of word, mind. Okay. All right, Spirit. So let's go to the second card. The second card is going to represent how this emotional block affected relationships with others in the past. So remember, this is still past energy, okay? This represents the emotional block, this one here. And again, it is around how we think about what we are capable of who we are and what we are. Coming into one's own true identity, like entirely, is what that feels like. Like not knowing that before, but somehow coming to the realization of it now. Okay, so card number 2 represents... I need to move this. Okay. Alright, 6 of Scrolls. It represents the emotional block, how it affected the relationship with others in the past. You know, the sands of time. I mean, 6 is harmony, right? But it feels like separation, isolation, not really fitting in, not really jiving, not really like on the same page with a lot of people. That's what that energy feels like. It feels like that was, you know, it makes sense. You know, you were becoming aware of something and it wasn't exactly talked about. It wasn't exactly, you know, and so how this works in terms of, this is the mind, right? So the healing, this is all subconscious mind. And then, you know, how it affected the relationships is you were it's almost like you were cool by yourself. Like you weren't worried too much about being alone or worried. Like it didn't bother you to be alone. You didn't really feel like others really got you anyway. You know what I'm saying? That's what that card feels like. And so you kind of kept yourself away, right? You kind of stayed to yourself. Let's see how card number 3, what represents This emotional block is affecting relationships with others in the present. So again, this was the past. So let's see where you are in the present in terms of relationships now in your thoughts, right? And the way you're thinking. This feels like a lot of mind and emotions, of course, but it starts in the mind. Old ways of thinking. Okay, Spirit, give me the card for how this block is affecting relationships in the present, in the now. All right, 5 of Scrolls. So, now these are all scrolls, right? So this is all mind. It looks like you have changed and are changing and are open to diversity, like truly. And you see these two, these two energies facing each other. That's the past and this is the present. And they're facing each other, which is a beautiful thing because, it's like there's a knowing there. There's a neutrality in this energy. I feel like you're balancing it. This is the work you're doing. So whatever you're doing, it's working. For those that are actually, this is just confirmation for you. What you're doing is working. Continue. You're doing great. You are, you're open. You're just open to being open and allowing others to show up in their authenticity as well. That's beautiful. Okay, Spirit. So give me the card that's going to represent the lesson that can be learned from this emotional block. What is the overall energy of the lesson for this emotional block? One card to represent the lesson that can be learned from this emotional block in the now. So for that person that's doing the work, what I'm feeling is you're exactly where you're supposed to be. And I feel like that's why it's taking so long for a card to come out, because a lot of you are already there exactly where you're supposed to be. And so this is the card that came up for that, the lesson. Up in the air, right? Up in the air. So again, all air, all mind, right? So it's like 1 is a new beginning, and 8 is that of infinite possibilities. It is also the number that represents manifestation. However, what I'm pulling, the energy I'm pulling from this card is a 9. And the 9 represents completions, but it also represents wisdom gained as a result of completions, right? So it's like you've been through it, right? You've come to the end, and you can clearly see, and you're surrendering a lot of the old way, if not all. Like you can see now. You know. So it's all up from there. You're raising your frequency as a result of your wisdom. Kudos. I'm super proud over here, man. I totally know what you have to go through, man. Totally. I love it. I love you. Great job. All right, so 5th card. The 5th card is going to represent steps that can be taken to encourage any further self-healing that's needed. So, because I feel like you're on track, you've got this, right? You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Is there something else maybe? Is there 3 of Scrolls? All right. So, what's being asked of you is kind of like, so 3s are catalysts, right? 3s represent that movement, the catalyst, the one that goes against the grain. You're being encouraged to move forward in your dreams. Go after what it is that you really truly desire, that you kind of are in fear over. In your mind, ask yourself what emotions are uncomfortable I'm feeling, and then face those dead on and just go in that direction, because I mean, it's like the wind is behind you, pushing you, like you're so supported in that. I feel like that's where you're ultimately going. You're gonna sail in that energy somehow. Like, it's like not even gonna phase or bother you. The healing is gonna be so like you're gonna flow through that healing, it feels like, of those things that make you uncomfortable. So set your intentions for that, is what I feel Spirit saying. Set your intentions to be clear and pure in that. And all your healing, of course. I feel like this is for a smaller group, that because I feel like a lot of you already do this. So yeah, that's the card that represents steps that can be taken to encourage further self-healing. And that's just, I mean, go after it, you know what I mean? Set the intentions. And let's see, the 6th card, it represents the spiritual principle to be followed in the future for self-healing. So, the spiritually guided principle. What is... Yeah. Alright. Hold on. Alright. So, 2 of forces. You see that? The willow. I love willow trees. And look at that magnificent light. 2, creator energy. It feels balanced. It has all the elements. It's like shine in your truth moving forward. Like, be free. Be a free creator in your reality. Free yourself from anything that would limit you. And like the willow, just flow. Flow in your light. Wow. So, just, I just keep feeling, know that you're always guided and protected. Like, you're never, ever, ever alone. Okay. Alright, Spirit. So, that is for the Akash records. Now, what I want to ask from the Sacred Geometry Oracle is to provide us with an energy that can kickstart this process for whoever this reading is for. It will resonate with you. Just sit in your heart as I pull the energy forward. And this will be to kickstart this journey for you, or just to assist you in moving, or just some beautiful energy for you to take from the reading today. Apply it where it fits. Alright, Spirit. One card to represent the energy. Well, I asked for 1, and Spirit gave me 2. Alright. Oh, amazing. You can't make this shit up, y'all. Like, straight up. Where my peeps at? Where my woke folks? I know y'all feeling this. I know y'all are feeling this. Alright. 32. Merkaba, baby. Merkaba. That is your soul's vehicle. The frequency of Merkaba supports our ability to use our consciousness to transverse into other layers of reality and dimensions. It activates our access to our Akash inheritance as well, merging the totality of our experiences into our present and serve our highest purpose. 3, catalyst. 2, creator. Together. 5, change. This is new. This is new. You know, we're becoming aware of our Merkaba, our soul, right? Now, I mean, what better card to go next to, right? This is the cosmos and Mother Gaia, y'all. Like, this is the cosmos and the earth and Mother Gaia. Card number 28. The frequency of Gaia reminds us that we are infinitely connected to one another, just as we are to our Great Mother and to the universe that birthed us all. I mean, do I really need to add any words to this, man? This represents that balanced being that you are. You are advised to walk in the authenticity that you feel you are becoming, that you are remembering. It is both physical and spiritual. Merkaba, spiritual, physical, Gaia, earth, right? Feminine, masculine. I mean, it all connects at the end of the day, right? The balanced being. And you're fully divinely guided and supported. You have all you need inside of you to do any healing, no matter what it is. With the Merkaba, it's like test the limits. Test the limits, y'all, like straight up. Where people tell you, oh no, that's not possible. Yeah, maybe not, but let me find out for my damn self. Like straight up. Test your ability for healing. You are at an all-time high of miracle creations. If you're awake, which I feel like you are, your heart light is on, baby. You've got the power to do magnificent healing. Try it like a science project and let me know how it goes. This is my reading for you guys tonight. I send you all love, light, wholeness. Namaste.